Every day comes with a theme, and the theme of my third day in Saigon was transportation. You see, Saigon is a very large city, and like every visitor, I had to learn how to get around. By day 3, I'd already learned a lot, and to show you what I'd learned, I'm going to start today's video with a segment I call the Blue Dot. In the Blue Dot, I break down my experiences using Google Maps. This, of course, is Vietnam. It's a long and often narrow country with its two largest cities dominating either end. You've got the capital city of Hanoi here in the center of the north, and you've got the commercial and business powerhouse of Saigon down here dominating the south. To the west, we find Laos, Cambodia, and Thailand. To the south lie Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. Travel east, and you hit the Philippines and Taiwan. And, of course, ever looming in the north, there is the immense landmass of China. And that little blue dot right here, that's me. That's where I am right now at the Adenia Hotel in District 1 in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City. Let's zoom down and take a closer look at where I am. You'll notice that a lot of attractions are within walking distance here in District 1. There's the blue dot that shows exactly where I am. And as you can see, my hotel is right on this large park, the September 23rd park. And right around the corner is the famous walking street, the Bui Vien walking street. Up here is the War Remnants Museum. Quite close to it, you've got the Independence Palace. Over here is the Notre Dame Cathedral of Saigon. The old post office is right here. It's not showing up on the map right now. This is the Saigon Opera House. Near the Opera House, you've got this walking street, and the second very famous walking street in District 1. I was also within walking distance of the Saigon River, and you have the various river ports here, the wharf and the docks. Here you can get boats going up and down the river and going as far as Vung Tau. And coming back towards my hotel, you've got the famous Ben Thanh Market right here. So it's a very convenient place to stay, especially when you first arrive in Saigon. And I've enjoyed my time here very much, especially since I'm a bit of a walker. And I think for a lot of people, even walking as far as the War Remnants Museum, that would be a bit much in this heat. But for me, that's kind of normal. And I spent a lot of my time walking all over this district, visiting all the different sites and places here in District 1. But to get back to the theme of the things that I've learned since I've been here, let's start right from the beginning with my arrival at the Tan Son Nhut International Airport. One of the things I learned right away is that the airport is right in the heart of Saigon. It's very, very close. So when I was planning my trip, I used the directions button quite frequently. So if I'm landing at the airport, click on the airport and use these arrows to switch location because I want the airport to be my starting point. And now where do I want to go? I want to go to the Adenia Hotel. I had a reservation there. So if we select the Adenia Hotel, this is what I was faced with when I first arrived. And I had a choice between two different buses, as it turned out. This is the bus route that it follows to get to the Adenia Hotel. And I could take either this bus, it's the airport bus, they call it, bus 109, or bus 152. And I ended up taking bus 152 to get to my hotel. and it dropped me off right around the corner after a short walk. And on this day, I learned that the local buses are very easy to figure out. They're very well organized. Each bus has a driver and an assistant on board, and that's a key factor because you don't really have to worry about the details. In other cities, of course, you get on the bus and there's only the bus driver, and you have to figure out the payment all by yourself. But because these buses have an assistant, you can basically just hop on the bus, take a seat, and then the assistant will come to your seat and then you pay them. And it turned out it cost 5,000 dong to make this journey from the airport to my hotel. And to find out exactly how long it is or how far it is, let's click on the car, and you can see that it was about 8.5 kilometers. So 5,000 dong to travel 8.5 kilometers is quite a good deal. So I learned a lot about the local buses right out of the gate as soon as I arrived at the airport. And on my first day in the country, I met up with a friend at this restaurant, Shom Chao Ku restaurant. So let's click on that as my next destination. Here it is, right in the heart of District 1. As you can see, there's the cathedral over here. So we're right in the center of where I am. So let's click on directions, make it our destination this time, and I'm starting from the Adenia Hotel as always. And on this day, I decided to go for a walk. So this is the walking route that I chose, and I basically followed this. I think I got a little bit lost on the way. I didn't follow this route exactly. I think I ended up going down a different road. But basically, I walked about 2 kilometers to get from the Adenia Hotel all the way over here to the Shom Chao Ku restaurant where I met up with my friend. After lunch, my friend introduced me to another way of getting around Saigon. He happened to be living in a Vin Homes residence, a Vin Homes apartment condo building. And Vin Homes has a free shuttle bus that goes all over the city, connecting all the Vin Homes properties. And my friend thought it would be a very interesting way to introduce me to not only the center of Saigon, but also some of the outer districts. And we ended up taking a shuttle bus all the way out to Vin Homes Grand Park right here. So let's look for directions to get out here again. And we started from the Shom Chao Ku restaurant. Didn't walk this time, of course. We took a bus. And then there is roughly, this is the path that a city bus would take. I don't have the route for the Vin Homes bus, but the Vin Homes bus that we took essentially followed this same route, and it ended up traveling something like 20 kilometers. Here's District 1 down here, and then as we traveled, we left District 1 behind and went all the way out here to the Vin Homes Grand Park. And then from there, we took the bus all the way back to District 1 again, and that's where we got a cup of coffee, and I had my very first banh mi and my very first cold beer, and that was a really amazing day, my first day in Vietnam, and I learned a lot more about the entire metropolitan area of Ho Chi Minh City and how you can even use shuttle buses to get around. On my second full day in Saigon, I stayed much closer to home. So let's get back to the Adenia Hotel right here. And on this day, I stayed pretty much within, well, I did go a little bit farther afield, but during the day itself, I started from the Adenia Hotel and I went to a little restaurant called the Little Hanoi Egg Coffee Cafe. And I can't use Google Maps to show you where it is because for some reason the pin has disappeared. It used to be here. There was a Google Maps pin right at this corner, and that is where one branch of the Little Hanoi Egg Coffee Cafe is located right here. So all I did was go for a walk this day. I walked across the park, had myself an egg coffee, and then later on for lunch, I just crossed the park and I had noodles right over here at a 118 noodle shop. So again, in this case, I was just walking around. And then later that night, I went for a much longer walk and I met a friend for dinner and coffee at the Vitel Tower. So here is the Vitel Tower out here, and I believe it is in District 10. And to get there, I walked. So let's start again from the Adenia Hotel, and let's choose the walking route. And this is essentially what I did on my second day in terms of walking. And the walking route that Google Maps gives you can be quite entertaining at times because they do try to find the shortest route, and that sometimes leads you down some very, very narrow alleyways. And I had an amazing time following this route, going through all these tiny alleyways rather than going down the main streets. And the highlight of this journey was this roundabout that you see here. And crossing that roundabout was quite challenging because there are no traffic lights at a roundabout, of course. That's the whole point of a roundabout. There are no red lights or green lights, so the traffic flow is non-stop. And as a pedestrian, you have to learn the technique for just wading out into traffic and letting all the scooter traffic flow around you. It's exactly the same thing as in a river, how the water splits and flows around a rock that's in the middle of the river. You have to think of yourself as that rock, except you're mobile, and you just walk out into traffic, keeping an eye, of course, on the scooters and the cars, but then the traffic will split and go around you, and then you just slowly walk across the road and let the traffic flow around you until you make it to the other side. At the end of the night, it was now dark, the sun had come down, and I essentially walked all the way back to my hotel, following roughly the same route. On my third day in Saigon, and it's the third day that this video is all about, I was invited by another friend to have breakfast and coffee at a very fancy little coffee shop called the UCC Coffee Roastery at an area called Saigon Pearl here next to the Saigon River. So let's go back to our friend, the directions button, starting again at my location at the Adenia Hotel. And on this day, what I wanted to do was learn how to take a local bus. Because as you can see, the walking route is about 4 kilometers, and I'm not totally adverse to walking 4 kilometers. I could do it. It only takes about an hour, and I would get to see a lot more of the city. But in this case, I wanted to arrive feeling fresh and rested and not sweaty. So the whole point about transportation for today was to figure out how to take a local bus. So now I can click on the bus icon up here, and the very first one they tell you about is bus 56. Takes about 40 minutes, follows this route to get to UCC Coffee Roastery right here. So this is all the information I had on this day before I set off on foot. But there was more to this day than just riding a bus. Let's switch back to the real world for a minute. Remember me? That's me, early in the morning, walking to where I think I can find a bus stop. And the day continued from this point. Highlights of the day included waving down my local bus, getting a ticket, and tracking our progress with Google Maps, eating a very special snack at the side of the road, and to wind up this exciting day, for the very first time, summoning and taking a grab motorcycle. So sit back, relax, let me do all the work, and enjoy this video about getting around in Saigon, Vietnam. Good morning, welcome back to Ho Chi Minh City. This is day 3 of my time here in Vietnam. And since everything is still brand new, I can't help it. I'm basically recording everything, no matter what I'm doing. So it's like I'm shooting a video per day. And this morning, it's just after 7 in the morning right now. City is already fully awake around me, as you can see. I'm heading out of District 1. I'm not quite sure what district I'm going to, but I'm going to a different district to meet up with a friend for coffee and breakfast. And this friend wanted to show me a non-touristy side of Ho Chi Minh City. So it's basically a newer, more modern district. So a very nice coffee shop. UCC Coffee Roastery, I think I'm heading towards. And perhaps I can do a little bit of a cafe profile when I get there. But the other part of the adventure for me is getting there. And this is where I am, walking down this street. And I'm heading in this direction because I figured out a bus route to get there. You can just see a bus going by up ahead. I'm going to try to take a local bus, bus 56. The internet tells me will get me close to where I want to go. And the internet also tells me it will cost 7,000 dong to take the bus. Check this place. Oh yeah, I saw this the other night when it was all lit up. That was pretty impressive. The colors around here in this District 1 area are pretty amazing. And this is the famous walking street, which I walked by it one time when it was getting into the evening, but I haven't gone down here at night. But yeah, check that out. That is one happening street. There's a lot going on down there. I keep planning to walk down there during the day, but I haven't made it yet, nor at night. I thought it would be better to go there on the weekend, but I don't think it really matters. I think every night of the week it's packed and hopping, so I'll check it out at night at some point. So I've got to get across this street, and I think bus 56, maybe it looks like one of these. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about the bus system as yet. If they have a variety of buses, different styles. That'll wake you up in the morning. You don't need coffee in Ho Chi Minh City to wake up. The city will wake you up all on its own. So, yeah, there's a bus stop right over there. One thing I've noticed, I think I've noticed, is that at least the traffic lights, they change very quickly. you're not stuck waiting 5 minutes before the lights turn red or green. They cycle through them very fast, which is kind of nice for a pedestrian. Well, I guess for everybody. So, whoa. Wow. Check that out. Practically a cave. So far so good. If you're looking for a bus and you find a bus stop, at least you know you're doing something right. And there's bus 152. And as part of our investigation, let's see if they have any. Well, they got a digital sign up there, but it's not on. All right, look at that. So, these are all the buses that stop here. These are all the routes that they follow. And my idea was bus 56. Let me double check. Looks like I might be able to take 56 or 53 or even 45. So I'm not entirely clear. The bus lines here seem to follow a different route from what they indicate on Google Maps. So maybe Google Maps is telling the truth, maybe this map is telling the truth, I'm not sure. But a lot of buses are coming and going. There goes 139, which I'm happy to see matches with the numbers here, so these seem kind of accurate. So number 53 has gone by already, 139, and they all go kind of in the same direction for a while. But anyway, I'm gonna wait for 56 and see what happens. And here comes bus 56, and I'm waving it down. Hopefully it goes in the right direction. Up there. Okay. So as you can see, we are on a bus, bus 56. And you know, there was a little bit of confusion when I got on about how you pay and everything like that, but it all worked out in the end. The ticket seller is on the bus. Like, there's a man on the bus who takes money from everybody, and he indicated a seat here at the front for me. Actually, why don't I sit all the way forward? Get the best view out the front window. And I noticed on the map that this bus actually goes all the way to the airport, which I wasn't expecting. So there's a very real chance I'm heading in the wrong direction, but I'll just track our progress on Google Maps and then figure this out as I go. Great thing is, if you do go off course, you always have the option of just hopping off and grabbing a grab, as they say. So here I am on the bus, and I gave the ticket guy 10,000 dong, and he gave me change and a ticket. There's my ticket, 3,000 change. So on Google Maps it actually said it cost 7,000, and that appears to be true. Look at this nice big bus stop here. Anyway, I better get out Google Maps, make sure we're heading in sort of the right direction. So far, so good. I know I'm sort of dating myself with all this commentary, but I honestly cannot get over how easy it is to be overseas now in a place like Vietnam compared to what I might call the good old days, because like none of this existed back then. And when you took a local bus in Ho Chi Minh City to get anywhere, I mean, it was an adventure. It was an experience because you had no access to any information other than paper maps and talking to people. And of course, with the language barrier, it's hopeless. You can't get any information about anything. So taking a local bus would have been, it's a challenge. But now with Google Maps, all the information we have, Google Translate, it's just like a breeze. You can go anywhere in the world, do anything you want, and it's so much easier. Down at the river, so again, this is exactly where the bus is supposed to go, according to Google Maps. We're going to be following along the river a little bit. The Saigon River, I believe. Just want to come up over here and get a view of the river. And there it is. Yeah, I remember decades ago walking along this river here in Ho Chi Minh City, and again, it did not look like this. Trust me, it did not look anything like this. A very different world back then. It's amazing to see it today. Astonishing, really. Oh, it looks like there's some boats there. Maybe it's sort of a river tour, river taxi. I'll have to look into that. Huh. A bit of a jam here. This ramp heads off onto that dramatic bridge over there, and my bus doesn't want to head in that direction. We're not crossing the Saigon River, so he's cutting over to get in here. Heading in a very similar direction to where the Vin Homes bus took me the other day. I think that huge tower off on the right there, that's part of the central Vin Homes complex. Very different atmosphere, clearly, from District 1, the tourism district. Oh yeah, check that out, the scooter lane over there. Jammed with scooters.
Xe sắp đến trạm Ba Son. Quý khách có nhu cầu xuống xe vui lòng thông báo và bước ra cửa.
We're making good progress, I think. If all goes well, we should be heading over a tributary of the Saigon River right now. There it is. So we're crossing over a bridge. And then, yeah, just a few hundred more meters, and I can get off at any time. Yeah, so far the Google Maps route has been perfect. It's showing exactly where the route that we followed so far has matched the Google Maps info perfectly. Okay, somebody hit the button to get off at the next stop, and I think I'll join them. I think I get off at the very next stop. Bus driver has a lot of skill, a lot of practice in terms of like getting to the side of the road, because he's often way out in the middle lanes, and then to stop, he's got to get over 3 or 4 lanes, and he just goes, and people have to squeeze around him, either that or he squeezes them out. There we are. And they don't mess around for stopping either. When I hopped off the bus there, he was already moving. So here we are. I think I could feel right at home in a place like this. You hop off the bus, and right here is like there's a stall selling banh mi, another one there selling noodles, woman here selling something else. I mean, every time you get off a bus, there's a banh mi person waiting to make you a delicious sandwich. It's kind of paradise, isn't it? Sugarcane lemon juice here. But yeah, at all these bus stations or bus stops, everybody's on their way to work, students on their way to school. So they all got to grab something to eat before the day begins. Wow, look at this. Nice. I don't know what it is. Oh, kind of some kind of a roll, a wrap. Yeah, I'd like to. Well, do you know what this is?
It's mushroom and meat.
Mushroom and meat?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And what is it called?
I don't know.
Okay. Could you help me order? Like, what?
One.
Yeah.
Okay, one. I just do một phần.
25,000? Okay.
Bánh nóng ấy cũng có cái em. Bánh cuốn ấy. We stay here or...
No, I can stay here.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. So that man on the scooter, he just helped me order one of these, and he said this filling is mushroom and meat of some kind. Yeah, they have to move fast here. People pull up in a car. Maybe they order in advance. No, I think she's ordering now. Strategically speaking, this is probably a bad move. I'm on my way to have breakfast, but of course I can easily have 2 breakfasts, and but yeah, I just could not resist. What an amazing looking food. I believe what I got is the first one. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Bánh cuốn nóng. Bánh cuốn nóng. Bánh cuốn nóng.
But when I asked the man, my helper, how much it's going to cost, he said it's either this much or this much. So I gave them 30,000, but she gave me 5,000 in change. So I'm assuming that means I got this one. And here it is. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Again, I always think when I order something, I'm ordering this, and I think, well, that's what I'm getting. But by the time they're done making the dish, they've added so many other things. It just looks amazing. And then my helper told me, you absolutely have to add fish sauce. So this is fish sauce, and we'll just put a little bit of that on there. Not a lot, but I want to get the flavor. Got to do things properly, I guess. Time to dive in. Ooh. This piece here is very hard and crunchy. Piece of sausage of some kind. Very nice. Sweet flavoring. And this could be anything. I don't know what. Bean sprouts. Now the main event. Yes. Oh yeah, I did already. Yep. Thank you. And mushroom and some sort of meat of some kind. There's not a lot of flavor in this, but the texture is really interesting. The wrapping is very chewy, very soft and chewy, almost like a bubble gum in a way. I think I'll add even more of the fish sauce. The man came by and was sort of indicating. So maybe I should add more. There we go. Maybe that draws out extra flavor. Get another piece. That actually helped a lot. Nice. I was going to say Planet Doug approved, but I need something stronger than that. This whole experience, this meal, is more than approved. This is Planet Doug recommended. Absolutely. Love this. I could have this every morning. I'm starting to feel like a hobbit now. In hobbits, don't they have a second breakfast? They have first breakfast and second. So that was my first breakfast. Now I'm on to my second breakfast. So somewhere around here is UCC Coffee Roastery. Up ahead on the left, as far as I know. And I found it. So I think, yeah, UCC Coffee Roastery. So this friend of mine will be in here somewhere. So this is their all-day breakfast. Toast plate, waffle plate, scrambled eggs. All, yeah, Western style, everything. Butter toast. Inside UCC Coffee Roastery right now, and there's a lot of music playing, so I can't take much video in here. But here's the interior of the place. Very modern, very fancy coffee shop. And I ordered one of their main breakfast plates. So I got toast and bacon, scrambled eggs, salad, and yogurt, along with a latte. So, yeah, my friend just went off to get his breakfast or another drink or something. And yeah, I'm just gonna dive into this amazing breakfast. Breakfast number 2. As I said, I'm now a hobbit. I'm having first breakfast and second breakfast. And I'll check back in later. Maybe there's gonna be a bus ride heading back into District 1 to end this small adventure. See you in a minute. Next stop on this morning's tour is Highlands Coffee, and I'm told that this is the happening place. This is the most popular chain right now. And looking around me, as you can see, all the people, place is just jammed. Every table just about is full. Lot of loud conversations here. So this is where you want to be. The happening coffee shop right now in Vietnam, apparently, or at least in Ho Chi Minh City. Stop here to get an iced coffee, and then I guess we're going to go for a walk in this neighborhood where we're near the river, so maybe we can head down to the river. So here's the place, Highlands Coffee, quite big. And I didn't realize this, but this region, or at least this complex, is called Saigon Pearl. So that's where I am right now. This is the international school for Saigon Pearl. Man, it's quite the sign. And all of these apartment complexes. The friend that I'm hanging out with this morning, he used to live in one of these buildings, so he knows this neighborhood quite well. What's that? Down by the river, enjoying my Highlands iced coffee, thanks to my friend here. Yeah, the Vietnamese coffee, it seems to, if I had to define it, I'd say it has a bit of a chocolatey flavor to it. Every time I take a sip and someone tells me, well, that's classic Vietnamese coffee, to me it has a little hint of chocolate. I could be imagining things. But here we are down by the river. Strong fish smell. Yeah, I'm getting an ocean fishy smell out of here. And yeah, just exploring this area. I am curious about the boats that might or might not go up and down this river. Whether they're any sort of tourist cruise boats or river taxis, anything like that. But yeah, so this is Saigon Pearl, this district. And my friend was telling me that this was actually the very first apartment complex in Ho Chi Minh City. The big buildings that we're looking at right now, this residential apartment complex. These were the very first apartment skyscrapers like this in the city. That's very cool. In keeping with my tradition of repeating everything my expert is telling me, behind me here is a complete view of the central business district of Ho Chi Minh City, the CBD. So all this area, there's a big tower there with it looks like a helicopter platform on it, I think. All these, this is the CBD, he tells me, that we're looking at. And of course the bridge across the river. And I'm pretty sure that very little of this existed when I was in Vietnam long ago. These bridges, the ones with all the cables, they definitely would not have been here, and all these towers. None of this would have been here back then. Very different world. So the travel adventures continuing. This time I'm heading back to my hotel, Adenia Hotel in District 1, but taking a Grab. So new experience doing that. And I think he's got a helmet for me. So yeah. All right. Thank you. Okay. Fashionably green with Grab. So you're all set?
All right.
All right. Have a good.
See you.
Let me put this away. I have too many electronic devices. Can you hold this for just a second? Sure. I'll put one phone away. All right.
Ready?
I'm all set.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. We're off. See you. So, yeah, local bus this morning. That worked out pretty well. So now we're trying the Grab option. I think up here we're gonna have to do a U-turn, turn around, head back, and oh, that's where I had my breakfast this morning, right there, one of these places. And then I think somewhere up ahead there's a place where a motorcycle can do a U-turn. I was having some trouble with my Grab account because it's still linked to an Indonesian phone number. So when I tried to switch it to a different phone, I can't do it because I can't respond to any security codes or anything like that. But anyway, I do have it up and running. It's going to cost 28,000 dong for this ride. Okay, yeah, he's got this whole thing figured out. Everybody's doing a U-turn here, cars and motorcycles. So there's Saigon Pearl. As my friend told me, this is the very first major residential apartment complex in Ho Chi Minh City. And that over there, I think, is Vin Homes, one of the newer ones. And we're heading back downtown, the CBD, I guess, District 1. This is awesome. Early days still, so most of what I'm seeing is still quite unfamiliar to me. I really couldn't tell you where I am. I don't recognize my surroundings or the buildings around me as yet, or the intersections. Just have a general idea of the direction we're heading in, but not much more than that. Everything I see around me looks new and unfamiliar. I'm still waiting for something to look. Actually, now I think I'm guessing that the Ben Thanh market is right here, right? That's what this is here. So I'm getting oriented. That's it there, the clock tower. I think. Yep, Ben Thanh market right there. I came walking along here the other day when I met Rod for breakfast. My home is not much farther up ahead. Hello. We're both on a Grab adventure.
Of course, my favorite thing to do here.
I'm in a race with another Grab adventurer. Getting a selfie of herself on the Grab. I think my guy must be wondering, how did he get stuck with me when he could have had her as a passenger? I'm not nearly as attractive. And now I know exactly where I am. Very familiar intersection. Back in my current neighborhood. here we are, home sweet home, Adenia Hotel. I think I'm going to do a little U-turn and get right in front of my hotel. Perfect. Thank you. And there he goes. Door-to-door service. Worked out really well. And that was a nice touch at the very end, pulling up beside another foreigner, much younger, much more attractive foreigner on a grab bike, sharing the grab adventure. So yeah, here I am back at the Adenia, and I think for this video I'm going to end my small adventures right here. I think, yeah, quite enjoyable morning. Bus ride to get out there, new neighborhood. Yeah, good food. I love that snack at the side of the road. I don't know how to pronounce the name of it, but it's on the sign there. I'll figure that out later. Great cup of coffee, and then a grab ride back. What could be better than that? Awesome morning here in Saigon. And with that, shutting down, and I'll see you in the next video.